What's going on, everybody? It's time for my thoughts on this bad boy, Dior Homme Intense. Now, for those of you that know me well, you probably know that I am not an avid supporter of Dior Homme. For me, that fragrance just comes off way too feminine and brings back memories of my mother getting ready for work in the morning. And I have tried that fragrance on multiple occasions, year after year, and it's the same damn thing. It is not one for me, even though I do agree that is a very well-crafted fragrance. Now, I kind of put this one away and said forget about it. You know, a couple years ago, after I got done wearing Dior Homme and doing the review, I had some of this and sniffed it and immediately just kind of shunned it away because I'm like, yeah, you know, after Dior Homme, I really don't feel like venturing into this one. But man, after years of seeing all the threads out there, my God, bazillion of them, and all the talk about this one, I'm like, damn it, let's finally do it. Let's put her through the test and see what I really think about this stuff. So, I got my hands on some more, and I have been wearing it actually for quite some time. And what do I think about Dior Homme Intense? Now, I'm not going to make you wait. I'm going to let you know what I think about this juice right now. And what do I think about it? Holy smokes. This is some serious, fantastic juice right here. 5-star quality all the way. For those of you that may not have looked into this and you're looking for a fragrance, this is definitely one of those that should be on your list, no doubt about that. But there is a but. Even though I think very highly of this fragrance, it still really isn't something that I want a bottle of. It's nothing that really fits my character. There are some saving graces in this fragrance for me. The blend, the composition is just great, and there are certain things with this blend that I love. But there is a powderiness to this one. But like I said, there are some other notes that kind of save that powderiness for me. But still, it still is powdery, so it's something that I'm really not going to be reaching for. Let's get into the notes in this. At the top, we've got lavender, then we've got iris, ambrette, and pear, and then we've got vetiver and Virginia cedar. Now, what I get out of this fragrance, I get the lavender. You get that freshness, that laundry clean kind of freshness, and you get the iris. But it's not, for me, it's not like Dior Homme. It's not going to that makeup lipsticky kind of feel. It's more of a powdery, creamy, waxy type of iris. And along with that iris, there's also pear listed in here. But the pear is not in your face. In fact, it's not very noticeable at all. It's way in the background, just adding a little bit of fruity sweetness with this blend. And I'm talking way in the background, but it does add something. It gives it a little bit more character. And what, for me, is the star of this show is the ambrette. I noticed it right away because just a couple of weeks ago, I was wearing Corrigan, one of the new Lubins, and what I really loved about that fragrance is ambrette. This musky, marshmallowy type of smell, and that's the same thing that I get out of this fragrance that totally makes me love this stuff. And as time goes on, as this fragrance develops, it pretty much, the iris stays there, the lavender stays there, that ambrette stays there throughout the whole way, but they tone down. And then what is really awesome, because I'm a woods kind of guy, I like my woods, and what's awesome about this composition is when the woods start coming into play. I get more cedar in this than vetiver, but boy, it's just done beautifully. I totally love the mixture that's going on. What they did with this stuff, mixing that powdery creaminess, the muskiness of the ambrette, and then the cedar comes into play, but it doesn't get too loud. It doesn't get like a dominant woody type of fragrance, but it definitely comes into play, and I don't know. It's just awesome stuff. They did this I can't even talk. They did this fragrance so magnificent. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable quality. As far as projection and longevity with this stuff, you get your money's worth. Longevity, I don't even know. It just keeps going. And projection, this stuff does its job the whole day, so you gotta love that. But I wanted to talk about something with this fragrance concerning the compliment factor. I used to really care about the compliment factor back in the day, and I still think it's fun to get people's opinions on fragrances. But really, when it comes down to it, the whole world, everyone's different. Everyone has their own taste, and fragrances are very subjective. So, if I was to give advice for someone on a fragrance that they should get, that everyone in their world is going to love, I would tell them to sample and test them out. Because when it comes to a fragrance like this, and you hear all the talk, and you watch reviews, and you hear people say that it's a date fragrance, that it's a panty dropper, that it's sexy, I'm just thinking, how in the hell do you know? Really? It may be sexy to you, but everyone else around you may not think so. And just reporting the facts, when it comes to Dior Homme Intense, that's kind of what it is in my world. This is not what I would consider at all a safe date night fragrance. In fact, there were a couple of people that liked it. But it wasn't like the damn type of like. It wasn't, damn Dan, that smells good. Nothing like that. It was just like, oh, you smell good. But there was an awful lot of hate on this stuff. People found it too powdery. One lady said that it reminded her of her grandma. Most people found it too feminine. In fact, I kept wearing it to work because I just wanted to keep testing it, and this one lady was getting pissed. She's like, you cannot work by me. Stop wearing that stuff. That was pretty much the main consensus. Not a lot of people like this stuff at all. So for me, if I was looking for something that was pleasing to the people in my world, Dior Homme Intense would not be it. Definitely out of the picture. Which is too bad, you know. Fantastic juice, fantastic fragrance, but not one that I would recommend in my world. Now let's touch base on the formulation that I'm working with. I'm not really one of those guys that gets into formulation this, reformulated that, black stem this, silver stem that. I don't know. It's just not something that I really get into. A lot of people do though, and that's cool, and there's a lot of that with this fragrance. Of course, I've seen the bazillion of friends out there almost daily for years. But that's cool that people get into that. It's just not my type of thing. But the formulation that I'm working with is the reformulated version. And this stuff's fantastic. I don't know. I've heard talk both ways, saying that it's not that different and it is different. I don't really know. Never had my nose on the original. As far as I know, this reformulated juice is fantastic stuff. 5 stars all the way. So, that's it. Those are my quick thoughts on Dior Homme Intense. Fantastic stuff. Just not a keeper for my personal taste, for my collection. And as far as Amanda, actually the first day that I wore this stuff, she gave me a very nice compliment. But times after that, she just said it was okay. So it didn't seem like a fragrance that really made her weak in the knees. So it's nothing that I really have to have. But that's it, guys. Those are my thoughts. You guys take care, and we'll see you soon.